don't think we can use that as cold open.
And with that,
Can we just appreciate how Nick always wears like some kind of tropical shirt to here? It's either a button down and now it's a turtleneck. But that's not a turtleneck. That's like
Nick, I come every time I go to the studio. I come from Trader Joe's, so
Nick, I want you
Trader
to
Joe's.
I want you to understand. Both of you have emulated both the dad bod, and now you're dressing like a 37-year-old.
what can I say? Being a dad is awesome.
I don't mean to roast you, but like, what's with the headphones, bro?
I don't mean to roast you, but like your legs are skinny as shit.
He ain't wrong.
Right. Copium ratioed.
Anyways, welcome to MediaMix.
On that depressing note,
On that note,
back.
welcome back
Doing
to
Indiana
MediaMix.
Jones.
It's actually not Indiana Jones. It's Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It's just called Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh
I'm
my
pretty sure it's
God,
called
I never
Indiana
realized
Jones.
that.
What? That it was just called.
Alfred Molino is in it.
Yeah.
Molina is in it.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Doc Ock, is that Doc Ock?
Yeah, I never
He's the
realized
guy that dies in
until-
the very beginning.
Yeah, I know that, but I never realized that till now.
They make a wax figure of his dead corpse.
Are you for real?
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, they do.
When he dies,
When
that's
he
not.
dies.
It's like a wax figure.
No, it's really him stabbed through the
Well,
side
I mean,
of the
they.
wall.
I don't know. They could
murdered
have.
him.
They couldn't have like glued like the wood on the front of his face.
No,
like,
because then he has
painted
to
around
stay.
it.
They
then he has
also
to stand
glued him
exactly
completely
still.
I mean, you
still.
could do that.
No, they
No,
just
it's-
make a wax figure.
Well, that's. I don't feel like that's unneeded.
It's easier if he's laying down, but if he's against a wall, it's like
You just.
I don't know.
wow, it's almost like we should be talking about this on the podcast.
Wait, this is the
Wait,
podcast.
this is the podcast.
We started.
Welcome.
did?
Yeah,
Welcome
we've
to the
started.
podcast.
2 minutes in.
2 minutes into the
The
podcast.
fuck was our intro?
It was in there
We
somewhere.
said welcome somewhere
find-
around there.
We'll find
the
it.
intro card is already played.
We'll
at this
find
point,
it.
I'm pretty sure. Unless. No, it's already,
No, it was already played.
already
It was
played,
already
yeah.
played.
So anyway, yeah,
Unless.
we're doing it.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, it was funny the first time.
Yeah, never mind.
It's a flashback. A
My
flashback.
bad, my bad.
Now, yeah,
Well,
now we're doing.
Unless.
So anyway, yeah, we're doing Lost Ark.
Yeah,
As you can tell.
yeah, or MediaMix.
So before we start, I was gonna say this because this was something that I saw. I saw it on Big Bang Theory, and I thought about it, and they were actually right. The plot of Raiders of the Lost Ark does not change if you remove Indiana Jones from it.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
It doesn't change at all. They still
How so?
they still would have found the amulet. They still would have ended up
So whatever.
locating the dig
That's
site.
so true.
They still would have opened up
Yeah.
the Ark, and they all still would have died.
That's one of my biggest gripes about this movie was like how anticlimactic it was.
No, it's not.
It
It's
was-
not
I
anticlimactic.
think it
It's
was
just the fact that
L take.
it's more the fact.
Yeah, I don't think it was
I
anticlimactic.
thought it was anticlimactic.
That's-
Because he didn't do any. There was no like climax. There was no like climax of
Climax?
the movie
What do you mean?
where like Indiana Jones
Movie
thwarts
podcaster guys.
the
am I
bad
right?
guy. It was just the bad guys thwart themselves.
Well, yeah,
It's like, I don't know. I just felt like
that opinion, I will say, may not. It may be a different one, but it's not as bad as the one opinion of the guy who said that Batman wasn't very comedic.
the new one.
Yeah.
No,
does this have to do
I don't know who that
I don't know.
was.
I just thinking of opinions.
Should we,
We're just
should
finding
we
out
get out of the
on
way
Twitter.
now? Do you have something to say about Tenet?
Can we say our names?
No, I don't. There's nobody casted from this.
This is
in
so
Tenet.
cursed. We didn't say our names.
Dude,
You're right, Jack.
This
we
is
haven't
so
said our names
cursed.
in the last like 5 that we recorded. So
No, we said our names.
Listen,
in,
dude, our loyal 36 viewers know our names by now. So
Yeah.
No,
I
they
mean,
don't.
like,
They
what-
don't. Because 7 billion people don't know our names, so we need to say it every time.
okay, you're right.
what if they go back and watch it? They might forget our names.
Exactly.
They might watch
Humans-
it.
If you want to know our
Humans
names,
have
go
such a
search through
short
every
attention
single one of
span.
our
Don't
videos
say
and
that.
watch them all the
Especially
way
our
through.
viewers.
Don't say
I
that.
miss when our names used to pop up.
Yeah, that was like the first video, and that was it.
It's because I made the
Nothing.
animation
Back
for him.
when you weren't Jack, you were Jay.
Yeah, I guess I was.
It's because I made
Jay.
the animations, but now I have to redo them because our logo is different and red isn't our color anymore.
I
Sure
mean,
it
we
is. It
didn't
could
even
be our
use it.
tricolor.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, now it's blue.
Wow. This could be a conversation for another time.
We came out with a new intro, by the way. I've wanted
think
to
they've
point
seen
that
it.
out. Well, they saw it in the last one, but if they didn't see it in the last one, they should go watch it.
I don't know if they just skipped past the intro in this one, but I think they would have seen
Yeah, I'm
the
pretty
intro
sure we
we
just
already
don't
put
have
up.
an intro on this one. We're just
Anyways,
starting off.
I'm Jack. because we just haven't got around to that, Nick.
I'm Nick.
All right.
I'm also Nick.
No, you're not.
I'm Zach. How's it going?
What, you want me to be a
we
caricature again?
You're Nick number 2.
And today
Wow.
we're still doing Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
It got a 95 on Rotten Tomatoes.
We're supposed to say
it's-
that for later, but okay.
I mean, it's Rotten Tomatoes. It's fine. You could discuss that.
Plus, it was like I think the reason this movie did so well is because the concept has really never been done before when it came out.
It's also literally a classic. Dude.
Yeah.
This is
Classic.
the classic.
Trendsetter.
It's not the best one though.
I
Out of
would agree
what,
with that.
the
Yeah,
Indiana
it's
Jones
not the best
movies?
one.
Out of the 3.
Oh yeah, I love the
I think
Holy
the third
Grail.
one is the
I
best.
love that one.
Oh
So-
yeah, everyone likes that one.
Call me a noob, but I haven't watched. This is my first time watching
Any of
Indiana
them?
Jones. Yeah. Oh, I mean, okay, I've seen bits and like I know I obviously know what
Santa
Indiana Jones
Claus
is.
has the same.
I know.
Indiana
I'm
Jones.
uncultured,
I used to
dude.
watch Indiana Jones in economics class.
My dad had a coworker who who pirated movies
Oh my god.
when he worked at a company a couple years ago. Well, years ago it was like when I was like 1. But his coworker would pirate movies, and then he'd like be like, "Hey, does anyone want any free movies?" And my dad's like, "Sure," and he'd just give movies to him.
I don't
It's
think
funny.
you should say that.
So your
But
dad's an accomplice. Is what you're saying.
I don't. My dad wasn't the accomplice.
So
he
you're
was
giving
given.
your father
He
a
was
criminal.
he was given
I know, I'm
free.
kidding.
He was given free movies
you
I
might
know,
want
I'm
to take
kidding.
that
by
out.
by a guy at work.
No, my dad, when I was a kid, he never showed me like these kind of movies. He showed me Star Wars, and then he also showed me like a bunch of like really classics, like Shawshank Redemption and Good Will Hunting, and
Listen,
movies
if
like
anybody
that.
wants to watch free movies, they can just sit outside an FYE and just watch the prequels.
My dad let me watch Barbie movies.
Like, if
from
you go to an FYE,
Blockbuster.
they're always
What the
playing. For
world?
some reason, every FYE just replays the prequels every single day. Like every time I've been, they have a TV in there or near FYE that's just playing like episode 3.
There's only one FYE. I don't think there's any more.
You
That's
know
it.
what? I think you're right about that as
I'm
well.
just saying. It's
There's
also
only,
turned to
there's only
complete
one
crap.
FYE here.
All right, well, let's continue.
As
Before
far as
we get too deep, I wanted to ask the question again: is this movie a pass or a hit?
it's a hit.
Not
Is it?
even a good question. Bro.
Yeah, well,
that's
not
the
even
question.
a question.
Not
It's
I'm
an
just saying,
immediate-
like,
Not a good.
It's
I
an
didn't mean it like
immediate
that.
hit.
when people are like, I've already seen the movie. You know, should they rewatch it?
No, I could
People
watch it.
Like Jack
Dude,
have never watched it. Should
so
they?
rewatch-
Should they give it a watch?
Yeah, but the thing is, I think this movie is always rewatchable,
Yeah.
no matter what. I've went to the Indiana Jones show at Hollywood Studios at least 10 times.
Oh God, yeah.
And
10
every
times
time
over.
you go to it, it may not change, and it may not get any better. But the thing is, it's
Still
the same
entertaining.
thing. Listen, I can eat. I'm bringing it up, but again, I can eat a PB&J every single day, and that PB&J can be mid. But as long as it's the best mid sandwich that I've ever had, it's still a good sandwich to me.
I just zoned back in. What the heck are you talking about? And two,
talking about
there's like a
mid
million different
sandwiches.
FYEs.
Oh, is
yeah.
there?
No, we were just joking.
I thought you were like serious.
No, we're absolutely
So I
serious.
fact checked it.
It's just that
And
one
you're wrong.
FYE.
Just
Just that
one.
one FYE in the entire world.
All right, so movie was a hit, obviously.
Definitely.
I think.
Let me see who else is in this movie.
Oh, no.
Certified classic.
Certified
I
classic.
feel bad because it's a classic, and you guys are gonna totally shit on me for saying this, but I really didn't like the movie that much.
I don't think.
I didn't like the movie all that much.
that's kosher.
Honestly,
Not
didn't?
I really enjoyed this movie as a kid.
But you didn't like it this time?
I didn't like it this time.
Why?
With
My
my,
dad still likes
matured, wrinkled brain, I was just like, just not a fan of the
Is it
plot.
because it was cheesy? Oh, you're saying
No,
the
it wasn't
plot.
because it was cheesy. That's the only real gripe I have with the movie. The acting and the soundtrack.
Acting. What's wrong with acting?
No, I said the acting was good.
Oh.
But the plot. I was
Oh.
like, the plot's the only real eyesore for me.
Ooh,
The
wait,
soundtrack
wait,
was
wait.
good. What?
Give me a second.
What?
Isn't the plot of all Indiana Jones movies is Indiana Jones steals like an artifact to sell it to a museum? So
Literally,
how's this
I can explain.
Takes.
like,
takes?
the-
So how's this
No.
different
Fine.
from?
Listen,
No,
the entire
I'm not
plot
sure. I
is
haven't
just
watched.
a cat and mouse game.
I'm sorry. What does he do in the
Indiana
next one?
Jones finds-
Makes a family.
Indiana
and then that's what
Jones
this movie's
finds
about?
the relic, and then the Nazi takes the relic from him, and then Indiana Jones has to go take the relic back, only for the Nazi to take it away from him again, and only for him to try to go back and retake the relic
It's like a
again.
game of cat and
Until
mouse.
the Nazis die at their own hands.
The first and second one are kind of similar because both in the first one he's going on an expedition, and then during his expedition there's bad guys, and then they're like, hey, lead us to the whatever, and then they end up dying because of it. And it happens kind of in the first and second one, or
Really
first
the
and third one,
second one.
or first and third one. But
The second one's Temple of Doom.
the second one is Temple of Doom, where he actually
Heartman.
yeah, he has to save a village by returning the 3 stones that are like sacred to him or whatever. But like, I don't know, as far as an adventure movie, it's probably top tier compared to most.
I thought so. It was cool.
The second one's like really good. You know, they're all really good.
The more I think
like,
about
the
the
more I
second
think
one,
about it,
the
it's
more I think it's really good.
Well,
Yeah.
let's bring it back to this first one here, because that's the one we're reviewing here.
That's true.
So was it just the plot that you thought was bad about this movie?
I thought the plot just really kind of brought it down.
All right.
Okay.
Other
obviously,
than that, it's a good movie. It's fine.
I
It's
like
an okay movie.
I like the plot. It was like a Tomb Raider before Tomb Raider came out, right? This is
the
before.
81.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
is-
this
this
is like
is like a
Tomb Raider
movie
before
that
Tomb
got,
Raider
like,
came out.
Pong
Like,
It like
and Pac-Man.
yeah.
this
so
movie kind of inspired Tomb Raider and like Uncharted. I'd say.
I'm sure it did. It's like
Heavily
this-
inspired.
Uncharted is literally based off of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, literally.
yeah. So I don't know.
And
I thought
so
it
is
was
Tomb Raider.
I thought it was a great movie. I mean, besides the fact, I mean, I can appreciate it for what it is. Like, you know, it was made in 1981, 82, 81.
It looks good for being
Came
from
out in
81.
81.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it looks
it
good. I
does.
don't know if they like kind of reworked it a little bit.
I
or
thought
not,
it was
'cause they do that with some
questionable
movies.
how it was
No.
because
No.
was
No,
it
That's how it came out.
was it rated PG?
Probably.
No, it was PG-13. Well, okay, so
13.
keep in mind there's a lot
Was
of
it?
movies in the 80s that were rated PG that
It says PG.
This movie, by today's standards, would not be PG.
it would be PG-13.
It would be like
The
PG-13
Goonies is also
maybe.
PG.
What's bad with the Goonies?
They curse like a lot in it,
Really?
and there's a lot of like sex references, and there's a penis on screen.
Man.
I mean, it's a statue penis, but like still, there's a lot of movies from the
Interesting.
80s that are
It was a
rated
different
PG.
time back then.
Yeah, like they didn't care if you said fuck. But now if I do, I get censored, and then
And you get demonetized.
And now we don't have any
Thanks,
money.
Schneider. We have no money now.
No
we're
money.
13 minutes in.
Yeah, we're fine.
No money.
no money. No bitches.
No bitches. God. We just can't avoid that meme.
It's so funny.
It is a good meme.
I hate because like it was slowly dying off, and then Elden Ring released, and then it's this video of this pretty lady in the game saying, "You are maidenless, no maidens," and then the meme resurfaces again. It's
The meme
meme
gets
doesn't
revived.
it's like you forever have no bitches, no
So wait.
maidens.
Think of so this is something that surprises me. So earlier I said Alfred Molina is in this.
Mhm.
Imagine being in a movie in the 80s that is like a big hit, and you're in it for like, I don't know, a grand total of maybe like 3 minutes. Excuse me, of screen
It's
time.
more like 15. That whole scene.
Okay, maybe more, but I mean of
Screen
total
time, not the
total
whole scene.
screen time, not like how long the actual scene was. But like in total screen time, it was very short. But imagine going from that to going like, what is this? That would be 40 years later, to being in one of like the most anticipated movies of the year.
It's crazy. Him and Harrison Ford.
Yeah, and I mean, Alfred Molina is known by so many more people. No, that might be a bit of a stretch to say he's more known than more people than Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. Oh, definitely not.
I mean,
But
didn't
still.
he do a bunch of like romantic movies?
Did a lot of
Romance?
plays and stuff, but
So, I feel like everybody already knows this, and I've seen a million videos about it. But the one scene where he's about to fight like the ultra bad guy who's like dressed in all black while everybody else is dressed in all
Oh,
white,
yeah.
and he's like, "Whoa!" and he like flips around the sword
He's
a
got
bunch,
this
bunch of
giant
times.
ass sword.
Yeah,
Hey,
and then Harrison's just like, sorry, Harrison. Indiana Jones is just like,
He just shoots him.
yeah, he's- pretty much. He's just like, yeah,
Bitch, I got a gun.
this isn't-
shoots him. But then what actually happened was,
He was sick.
yeah, he was sick during that scene, and he was just like, I don't know, he kind of just did that, and they were like, you know what, this is actually great. We're gonna keep
It's
this.
very in
better for his
Yeah.
character.
So wait, that There was no like fist to fist fight with that guy. Just
Oh, it
because
was supposed to be a
Harrison
whole
Ford
There
sword
was
fight.
planned. Yeah, there was planned. But
Yeah.
I think the first take he did was just like he was sick that day. So
He
was
wanted
just-
to go home. He was very sick.
Yeah.
So he was just like,
Is this
I
in
did not know
the
that.
is this in the
F it.
30s?
What do you mean,
like
is this in the
maybe
30s?
in the 30s, like late 30s.
Well, isn't it during World War II?
Maybe towards,
No,
like, it's
because
maybe at the
before
start. Of
it's
World War
before
II.
the Nazis started World War II.
Are you sure? Because Hitler was like very prominent in this.
That's in the third movie.
That's when the Nazis
Is
are
when- Okay, I mean,
the Nazis are because of Hitler. So
This
know that,
isn't.
I know
This
that.
isn't like
they
the,
would be already talking about the Fuhrer
the
if we
very
were seeing Nazis.
late,
I
very late 30s. But in the I think in the third one, World War II hasn't started yet. It's very close.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
It
It tells you the date.
I think it's either right before it starts or it's at the beginning of it.
But something that I realized, maybe it isn't in this one, but Harrison Ford's got a lot of money for what he does.
I mean, he's been in like
I mean-
two of the biggest franchises of all time.
No. Sorry. Indiana Jones has a lot of money.
Oh,
well, he
I
gets
like
these
the way-
artifacts and he sells them to the museum, and I'm sure the museum pays like top dollar for these
probably.
artifacts because they're one of a kind. You know.
He's also like a professor,
That's true.
and they get paid lots of money, as we know.
Well, how would you say he has a lot of money though? Because
Well,
he seems to like.
I guess
He's like
it's
begging
not
his
re-
friend for like, dude, I just need $2,000.
I don't
get
think
over
it's
here
really-
and steal this artifact, bro.
It's not
Trust
as
me."
shown in this movie. I think it's more shown in the third because there's like a scene of him like in his house and it's really nice and
Yeah,
Gotcha.
his buddy
All this.
pulls up in like a Rolls, and they crack open a bottle of very expensive whiskey or whatnot. I don't know.
crack open a bottle.
So like,
They crack open another.
You're
one.
using that term
They
very
crack
wrong.
open another one, boys. They just fucking, you know, as
the-
one would do with a whiskey bottle. I totally have experience.
Dong.
I really loved the intro of this movie. I think it's like some of the best minutes of like cinema history.
One
It
of
was straight into the action.
one
Yeah.
of the more memorable because like of the way that they do it, how they like don't show his face. That's not done a lot in movies.
Yeah, because they want, it's like you're paying for the guy's face, so you might as well show it.
But it's
Kinda
it's a good way to build like suspense, I
yeah.
guess.
It's a good way to have tension.
Because you're like, I don't know
It's
who
like-
that is. You're like,
you
is that
have
the main
the-
character? Is it like a villain? Is it?
Yeah, and then you got like all the guys getting, that went with him, getting thinner and thinner because they're all just
Getting
running
killed
away or
by-
getting killed off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Man, the more I think about this movie, holy crap! It's 40 years old.
Yeah, but it's still like it's one of my favorite.
It still
movies.
holds up.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Definitely.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, like, God, when he goes into the cave and he like.
Oh, you hate the spider
dude,
scene.
Dude, it's so awful.
Because you have
It's like-
arachnophobia.
I mean, I guess a type of it.
They
I
like
just-
wiped him off so nonchalant.
Yeah,
too.
he's
he's
just-
just like, Mr. Jones, you got some spiders on your back. He didn't even say that, and he's just like,
This wasn't his first rodeo.
He had like two,
It's
and
very-
then
the other
It's
guy
very
turns
good-
around, he's like
it's a very
covered
good
in them.
opening scene. The whole like first treasure hunt that he goes on. It sets the stage for the whole movie, and yeah, like stuff like that kind of shows like the grit behind Indiana Jones. Like he has experience in this stuff. Like
Yeah.
him, like if he was new to the game, he would have been like freaking out about the spiders probably. you know?
Probably.
But
But he's
this-
done this a million times by this point.
this
Yeah,
movie
it's
has
very telling of his character.
this movie
intro.
and the other two have very well set the precedent. Maybe not the precedent, but like the typical like either two thieves or two treasure hunters or archaeologists or whatever you want to tell them. Very much like two pitted against each other, and there's always like one thwarting the other. It's very much that like Indiana Jones gets out, and the other ones he's like, "Ha ha! Thwarted again! I've been waiting here, and now
What
I've
is
got
yours is now mine.
and now I
Goodbye.
have 7,000
Oh my gosh.
soldiers about to kill you unless you give me the amulet, and then I'm gonna have them try and kill you anyway." And then it's just like they do the same thing in Uncharted. They do the same thing in other movies that I can't.
Well, I mean, that's
think
what
of.
was so great about this movie is
Once
because
again,
it was
Mrs. Jones,
it was
tis
original.
Whatever you possess, or what has it?
It didn't.
There's nothing you can possess which I cannot take.
Well, that's true. Is like you watch this and it doesn't feel as
original
Excuse
because
me.
back in its day, it was like this was the like
yeah.
like
no.
yo like nobody's ever done this kind of like movie before. But nowadays it's like there's Uncharted, there's Tomb Raider, there's
a billion other sources
yeah,
for
there's
treasure
all the
hunting.
Indiana Jones movies. There's you name it. There's movies about it.
Can't get over the just the punching sounds that they use for this. All of them are just
It's very dated, but like
No,
it's so
it's
funny.
got charm to it.
yeah, it has a lot of charm. The there's also lines in it that like are very memorable. The whole like throw me the whip, I'll throw you the idol.
Mm-hmm.
That is, I've made that reference at work so many times, and my coworkers are like, I don't get what you're doing. And I was like, all right, well,
Now I'll understand.
Gosh, snakes. Why'd it have to be snakes?
he doesn't make that. Oh no, he does.
He does.
What's the other one? I remember
The one that the German guy that I already said, that's a really good one. It's like, once again, there's nothing you can possess which I
He's
cannot
French.
take. He's French.
yeah,
Well, he's I don't know.
He's also dead.
He's a Nazi.
that too.
He got his soul sucked up
Oh
from that
jeez,
box.
the scene where they're in the plane and he gets hit by the propeller.
Oh,
yeah.
you mean the
That's
brawling guy?
brutal.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
scene
I see.
was so funny though. That dude, like, I don't even know. You just saw him. He's like, "It's time to shine." He
It's
like
time
took
to
off.
throw some hands.
Yeah, he just like took off his shirt and he just no guns, no nothing. He just walked over there with the 2 guns he had attached to his arms. It was like, "Hey, bro."
No calling for backup.
Hey, bro.
Don't be like, he's over there. He's like, I'm gonna take this fucker on
His stance-
myself.
His dance was so funny. Like he came up, he was like, "Hey, come here, bro." And he just kind of like stood
It
there,
was like
just,
the
just
classic
waiting or whatever.
fisticuffs.
It was,
stance.
it
He
was.
Like, come
And
on, put him up. Put him
Yeah,
up.
and then Indiana
Put him
Jones
up.
is like, "Oh, come on, not again."
It's like, this guy's even bigger than the last one. And I was having issues already.
It was so fun. And then like Indiana Jones would get away from him for a second, and like they'd end up next to each other. And the guy was like, "Come on, come back here. Come on, we're not done fighting. Keep going, keep going."
Also,
Yeah.
And then he got like shredded to a million pieces.
for the time as well, like some of these stunts are pretty impressive to do. They would have done them all practically, especially the one where he goes underneath the car and he's like hanging on the whip and he's like crawling down the whip to go underneath the car. Like that's really an impressive scene. Or wait, is he going towards the front of the car?
He's going towards the back of the car.
Or he's going towards the back. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still
Okay,
impressive.
that would have never happened though, where like the guy was like slamming him like against the window and he kind of just flew out the window.
Yeah.
Like, you're not. I don't think anybody's really strong enough to literally like smash somebody against the window while you're accelerating the car and at the same time throw that person outside
Well,
of
I
the
guess if
passenger
you-
window, in front, outside the passenger
I
window.
guess if you
I
if
don't
he
know.
pressed on the brake at the same time, he may have.
Yeah, but
That's
I
plausible, yeah.
don't think he did that.
No, I just think Harrison Ford is that strong.
No, because the other guy did it to Harrison Ford, and then Harrison Ford like, waddled his way on the back.
He's a Nazi, so I mean, maybe.
Maybe they
Ja-
weigh less.
Jacked up on methamphetamine.
Well, Harrison Ford did it
Says
to
like
that guy.
retard strength.
He's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And then came in and just freaking throat kicked him, and then was like, "Hey, come here, boy." Threw him out the front window, and then instead of him crawling under the bottom of the car, he got ran over by the top of the car.
I feel like that's a lot of work for a lot of the stuff that he does. It's just a lot of work because it's so funny because
What do you mean, like work?
well,
You're saying like the actor work, or you're saying like
no,
just
no,
the
no,
character, like
the
Indiana Jones?
character work. So
Oh, yeah.
imagine right. So you're a professor at Harvard or
Well, this is
whatever-
passion.
whatever school he's at. Yeah, and then you're like, I have to go after this amulet and I have to stop these Nazis. But in reality, I feel like as many times as he's seen this happen, there has to have been like the amount of time the people have just died themselves without his influence is just ridiculous. Especially in like, I don't know, just all of them. They all die if it wasn't for him to just be there and watch for the most part. Sorry,
Yeah.
I started reading the.
Let me do that. Nothing.
What are
I
you
was-
reading, my friend?
I'm looking
Sorry.
through
What are
like
you-
different facts and stuff about the movie that I can bring up.
You got some fun facts for us?
Not yet, so keep talking.
Well, we don't have any fun facts yet.
I mean, we had that one fun fact about that fight scene that literally everybody
I
on the
feel like
planet.
everyone knows.
Everybody
that.
knows.
I
I've seen
mean,
that video 15 times. Like,
They're
did
like,
you know
"Did-
that Harrison Ford
did
was
you
actually just
know?"
sick, so we just shot him? And they're like,
Did you
yeah, I
know
like this.
that
This movie,
foot fungus?
Oh, here we go. Here's an interesting fact. They didn't want Harrison Ford for Indiana Jones.
they didn't.
Yeah, they did not.
Who did they want?
Lucas wanted an unknown actor to play the adventuring archaeologist.
Ooh,
Um,
mysterious.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon.
Probably Kevin Bacon. Yeah.
Yeah, Lucas wanted to make a star, but then Harrison Ford was like, nah. So, okay, wait, yeah, this is what confused me.
Nah.
So they were making kind of Indiana Jones and Star Wars kind of at the same time, right? That's the whole reason why they froze Han Solo in the carbonite, and like because they didn't know if he was going to come back for the next movie.
I mean, he's just a movie actor at that point. So
Yeah, but the movie he was also making, like acting for, Indiana Jones, was also made and directed by George Lucas.
right.
Well, it was Steven Spielberg and George Lucas.
Yeah, so like, what? How would that be a problem? Why wouldn't George Lucas just be like, all right, let's finish this movie and then go back to like? I don't think George Lucas would do Star Wars and.
I think it was a different project. It wouldn't have been
What do you
Indiana
mean?
Jones.
But like,
like a different movie.
you're saying in case Harrison Ford didn't come back because he was doing a completely different movie, not
like
Indiana
he
Jones.
he couldn't come back. He was doing other stuff. Because I don't. I feel like because it's both Lucas films,
Yeah.
so I don't.
Yeah, I thought. I was under the impression that it was because of Indiana Jones that he probably wouldn't have. Not probably, but like there was a chance that he wouldn't have been able to come back to Star Wars because
Yeah.
of like conflicting schedules and stuff like that. But that's why I was like,
no, I don't think so.
didn't
'cause
George Lucas
I don't
make
think
both of them?
Lucasfilms would film both of those movies at
exactly.
the same time.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
So
Also, those-
I doubt it, but maybe.
I feel like
But
at the time, Star Wars probably seemed like a more risky project to partake in as opposed to Indiana Jones.
Not at the
They just-
time of the 80s.
Because which one came? Did Star Wars come out first?
Yeah.
Star Wars come up first, and then Harrison Ford got put on for Indiana Jones.
Wasn't like episode 6 already coming out during the 80s, or am I thinking of the 90s?
Well, anyways, what I was saying
Am
is,
I?
if
Yeah.
Star Wars, like, maybe they were thinking, oh, Star Wars might not do so great, so he'll probably just quit after like the
I mean, but
what
New
was it,
Hope
the
had to
fifth
have been
episode.
out.
No,
by
New
now.
Hope has been out
Yeah,
by
New
this
Hope had been
time.
out.
So
it's
they
like
knew
maybe
it was a hit.
yeah, if it was a hit, but like, what if the second episode bombed?
It wouldn't have because they already.
I know it probably wouldn't have, but at the time they were probably like, you know, if second episode doesn't do good, he probably won't come back, and he'll just stick to Indiana Jones and shoot
So-
4 movies of that.
So back then they didn't have a PG-13 rating. It was just PG and R.
Yeah,
So
'cause
this
no
movie
one
almost did get the R rating. So like obviously in today's times it would probably be PG-13. It would be
cared. It
PG-13
would be, yeah.
Yeah.
because one of the main reasons why it almost got an R rating is because the final like death scene of the villains.
I could see that.
More specifically, like the commander Nazi.
Yeah,
and, like
their
the
faces
three guys.
literally just
yeah, they
melt
literally like
and
one of
fall
them.
away.
One of them explodes, and the other one just melts off.
One of them explodes,
Indiana
one
Jones
of
literally
them
shoots a
melts
guy in the
off.
head, and it like
The
they
other
show
one
him
just
getting
like,
shot in the head.
sucks in.
Yeah, so that's why.
They all get
Yeah, I
impaled
think
with
that-
lightning.
Pretty sure that's like the most gruesome Indiana Jones ever gets.
That's debatable.
Takes the dude.
The
In the
India-
second movie, it takes the dude's heart out.
The fourth movie where he just gets devoured by ants.
Oh, the
Oh,
ant
I
scene.
fucking
Fuck
hate
that
that.
scene, dude. That scene doesn't age. Like I could. It doesn't matter how old I get. That scene
ant
still freaks me
scene.
out.
That scene
Ants?
gave me nightmares.
That was
You've
the
never
fourth-
seen the fourth Indiana Jones movie?
I told you no.
I mean, that
I
was
saw
that
that
came
You're
out
in
when we
for a
were young,
treat,
though.
my
friend.
We really never.
I saw that one in class.
Yeah, he got well. And no, in the second one, the dude gets crushed by the freaking the boulder crusher and gets
I
sucked
forgot
in. And in the third one, the dude ages away
Oh.
when he
I
drinks
don't
the
see
wrong
that.
cup.
That's not as bad as
So-
this one.
I'd say that one is that was pretty bad. I watched these all as a kid, so every single one of these movies gave me nightmares. So it's just
It's true.
it doesn't hit the same
Yeah, I
watching
was
it as an
kind of-
adult.
I was kind of a pussy kid. I couldn't even watch the scene where the dude.
Dude,
gets his
I
arm
would
cut
like
off and
I would like
rope.
I would shutter my eyes.
I'd be like,
Now I'm
"Ah."
just like, dude, I just don't feel the magic. I don't feel the magic of these movies anymore.
So you know the monkey like saluting, like
Yeah.
doing
Did the
that?
monkey actually salute?
Yeah, it took them like 50 tries to get that right. So no, the monkey is not a natural Nazi. He's just
Oh.
he was just reaching for a grape that was out of the frame.
I hope not. I mean, like,
That'd be the
Nazi
most
monkey.
suspicious thing ever.
Sus
Just like
monkey.
just a bunch of guys in a room with a monkey going, "Hail Hitler! Come on, Hail Hitler!"
Dude, that
And the
monkey.
monkey's like, "What? What?
What's going on?
What is going on?"
Dude, that monkey pissed me off so much throughout the movie too, bro. Like Indiana Jones was like, "Yeah, bro, this is my monkey now." He just like took him in as a pet, and the monkey's a snitch. He was ratting out which crate the
Well,
girl
yeah,
was
because
in.
the monkey was working with the bad
He
guy.
was undercover. the was undercover monkey,
Dude,
bro.
like,
And the girl was like, "Hey, get off of here! Stop alerting
What are
it."
you doing?
I would have
Get
taken that
outside.
monkey, bro, and just get out of here.
Why did
how
she
can
just?
you not? How can you not love the plot of this movie? I mean, you got Nazi monkey, Nazi undercover
Nazi
monkey.
monkey.
Dude, that
It's
is
just-
10 out of
How did
10 right
didn't the
there.
monkey die? How did the monkey die again?
Yeah, poison
He ate a
Oh yeah, he ate a
poisonous grape or
poison
something.
grape.
Or date.
date.
Monkey was hungry.
Poisonous date.
monkey hungry?
Fucking dies.
Monkey hungry.
Dude, he was annoying in the Lego game too.
he was in the Lego game.
Hey,
was. But no,
dude,
can I-
Lego Indiana
like-
Jones is the second best Lego series, right behind Star Wars.
We watched so
It's
in
great.
in Lego Star Wars the complete series. Zach and I were playing it, and we're like, dude, they got the Lego Indiana Jones trailer.
Yeah, you could unlock
And
Lego Indiana Jones in the Star Wars game
And
if
so
you watch the trailer.
We go and watch it, and it's just like, help Indiana Jones, and we're watching it, and then it's just like coming out June 2007, and we're like, oh,
It feels
oh.
so awful.
Because I,
'Cause I
well, I
remember
was like
playing,
far
the Wii
away.
version of it.
2007 is 14 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking. Yeah, that sucks.
That's a long. Wait, 13 years ago. Sorry, bro. 15 years ago. Sorry.
No,
I knew
literally
that
the
again.
entire
Somewhere
plot
around
is Indiana Jones gets an assignment from the museum to go get the Ark. He goes and starts trying to find the Ark. To find that first piece. Nazis try to take the piece before him. He gets a piece, takes the woman with him. They go to Cairo and try to find the staff where they can figure out where the Ark is. Nazis get there before him. Wow, cool. What a surprise. So then
Yeah, what do you do?
he
You,
finds
like,
the
dumbing
Ark.
it down for us?
No, but like I'm just explaining the plot because I think it's like kind of boring. He finds the Ark.
Okay.
As soon as he finds the Ark,
What?
the Nazis take the Ark away from him. Then
Yeah.
Indiana Jones goes on a car chase and steals the Ark from the Nazis. Goes on a boat. The Nazis steal the Ark away from him again. And he goes on the submarine to try to take it back. Ends up saying, fuck that. I'm just going to blow it up with an RPG. And the Nazis are like, do it. We don't fucking care.
I hope you understand something.
And the Nazis die because they open up the Ark.
Something
It's
also.
almost like the movie's called Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's
Yeah,
weird.
but it's just like,
I don't know
dude.
how that works.
It's just like fucking back and forth between Indiana Jones has the Ark, the Nazis have the Ark. Oh, now Indiana Jones has the Ark.
What would
now
you
he has the-
rather it be?
I don't know. Just
Indiana Jones
I'm just
is
saying
answer.
it was boring
a good
for
place.
me.
It makes me feel good
plot was
every
just
time I
boring.
look at it.
It's very warm.
I
There
know.
were parts-
It makes me feel good. It makes me
Like
feel like a
aside from
moron
the
adventure.
interesting parts, right? Where like there's
We're looking at the. Sorry, Nick. We're looking at the
like the shootout scenes, the fighting scenes, the car chase. Not it wasn't even a car chase. It was like a car fight scene. All those scenes were really fun,
So
you know, but just the overall plot was
Now
boring.
here's
is this movie? I'm sorry, real quick. Is this movie called Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, or is it just called Raiders of the Lost Ark? Because I'm seeing
Indiana
just
it's
a lot
Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark.
On
Okay.
on the DVD case, it literally says Indiana Jones.
Well, some of the
Because it's like the
posters.
series is Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Some of the posters I see is just Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then some of it is
That's just
Indiana
how they did it
Jones and
back
the Raiders
then.
of the Lost
Like,
Ark.
you know how the
Man.
first Star Wars was just A New Hope.
I guess, yeah.
And it's like, but it's
Well,
still called Star Wars: A New Hope.
When you watch the movie, it starts out just saying Star Wars.
That is true.
Right.
But
This movie, it just said The Lost Ark.
Indiana Jones just flying away to the sunset, and the first sequence ends.
The Millennium
and it's just
Falcon.
like, Indiana Jones! Dun.
I will say, as far as if you're imagine being a kid, because I saw something that this film like inspired a lot of kids to become archaeologists. Imagine being a kid and you're like, I can't wait to be an archaeologist. I'm gonna go on adventures and uncover stuff, and then you go and it's just like, hey, I want you to brush off this bone for 7 hours, and you're like,
Have you guys seen that? Have you guys seen that
put
Gus
this
Johnson
pot
video
back together?
where he's like, Indiana Bones or some shit? It's like a parody, and
Never.
it's like a very moody and uninterested Indiana Jones who's got like his dad recording him with like a at-home recorder. He's like trying to coax his son into doing archaeologist shit. He's like, you get your whip, go over there. There's something over there. Do you see that thing over there? And he's like just not interested at all.
Nick, you watch too much YouTube.
It's Gus Johnson. Shout out to Gus Johnson.
Gus Johnson.
Just Johnson.
So
Johnson.
it's pretty cool. How much did Harrison Ford get paid for this movie now?
I want to know how much I can steal from
At
him.
least $15 an hour.
Excuse me?
Back in the 80s, that's a lot. Something also interesting that actually like kind of sparked an interest in me. I started researching like different like secret projects that like the Nazis had in World War II. Because that's like such an interesting thing to me. Like they almost like managed to make like nuclear bombs before us, but we beat them to it. They almost managed to make high powered jets before they were even possible.
They're called like Hortons or something.
Hortons.
They ended up making
heard of
a
who?
lot of things.
They ended up, and then they went to like supernatural stuff like yeah, there's Nazi zombies, but that sprouted from an actual thing where like Nazis were trying to resurrect the dead so then they'd be able to fight for them. Like all these really interesting things.
Yeah, they did a lot of fucked shit. Though.
It's really cool. It's really interesting to look at.
Yeah.
So, he made an estimated $5.9 million from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Like over time,
Like in today's money or old money?
Oh, he's still making money from it now,
of course.
I think.
Well, yeah, because I'm sure you get a percentage.
No, I think he got paid before. Yeah.
That's how much he got paid before the movie.
Yeah.
Well, in that,
Or for the movie.
I think that's I think that's adjusted for.
I don't know, because it said the budget was also $20 million.
Well, maybe that's adjusted. That's got to be adjusted for
It's got to be adjusted because he didn't get paid
$5
a quarter
million.
of the movie's budget.
Yeah.
I don't.
I was gonna say really quick, because we were gonna do this on film, but I said no. But at the same time,
film?
like it's bothering me.
On film.
The thing on my back.
Oh yeah, we totally forgot to
So-
show that. That should have been in the intro.
It probably should have been in the.
Zach, Snyder got a tattoo.
It's not a legitimate tattoo.
No, it's a tattoo, all right.
But this is say hello to Frank.
Frank the Duck. Can
That
you
looks
see it on?
great.
Oh yeah. Here's Frank the Duck.
Yeah, Squish Frank. Now he's
Frank,
a.
no.
You're just
It's a
showing off your
triangle.
back
Now he's
muscles.
candy corn.
Now he's Frunk.
Funkle.
He's Funkle.
Say hi to Frunkle Dunkle for me.
Garfunkel?
Wow.
Garfunkel, our number one. What's his name again?
Is Garfunkel in attendance right now?
Is Garfunkel
So,
watching right now? Are you listening? Well, the
out to
people who are
Garfunkel.
listening couldn't see that, so.
So now that Ducky Momo's gone,
For those of you listening on the audio podcast, Snyder has a duck on his back.
with holding a knife,
Holding a
so
knife,
that
and his name's
puts
Frank.
us to PG-13
You know,
now. Thanks.
it's really
Yeah.
funny. I walked into my work today. I was like, I have a duck on my back. And they're like, what?
Did everyone like rip your shirt
I
off?
have a
to see the duck.
Yeah, they did it. They all swarmed me like cannibals, and then they just like,
I just want to see your back.
yeah, and they proceeded
epic
to,
back
to
muscles.
tear my back muscles apart and started eating them
Started
like ribs.
devouring them. Yeah,
Yeah, you're watching too much of that Nazi shit, bro.
Apparently,
playing too much Nazi zombies.
So like going back and like the
So-
archaeology thing, it's like this movie and like Jurassic Park must have
So-
made a lot of kids just want to.
So,
maybe
Do
not
that
Jurassic
stuff,
Park
yeah.
as much. I would.
Why?
I feel like this movie does a better job of making
Well,
kids.
because like
wanna-
you know the opening scene in Jurassic Park is all about like Alan Grant's just
Jurassic.
So
looking
the
at
opening
the
scene where they
bulge.
have the spiders on the back thing,
Yeah.
they had to reshoot that a couple of times, and obviously they're real spiders.
Are they really?
Yeah, so they put all male spiders on the back of
I don't
Alfred
like
Molina's
this
character or whatever, the sidekick who betrays him and dies.
guy. Right.
So yeah, they put all male tarantulas on his back at first, and they didn't move. Like, they didn't do anything. And Spielberg was like, or not Spielberg. Yeah, it was Spielberg actually, who was like, "Yo, why aren't they moving?
Yo,
Make a move or something." And the
Do something.
the animal people were like, "Well, they're not aggressive because they're males, so you got to put females spiders on the back." So
as
they
an
threw-
actor, I'm like,
They
fuck.
they threw a couple of females
More
on there,
aggressive.
and they said they just all started going crazy. And that's how they got the
So
shot.
Spielberg was probably like, so you're telling me I bought all these male spiders just so you could tell me, oh yeah, you probably should have bought female spiders.
Yeah.
Because it would have made
That's
a better
not
scene.
cool, dude. That's like,
Fuck off.
Because they're all these little fluffy little.
dude. Because I remember, dude. I literally like I was watching that scene and I see the tiny spider just go, like crawl, like spin all right off his back, and then there's just a ton of them. It's like, oh, dude.
But I kind of
Not okay.
I don't really like spiders, but I'm not like ugh, every time I see one. I'm like, hey,
Even
a spider.
if you're like
fuck
not
spiders.
afraid of them, right? You still don't want that.
No, I still don't like them. But this,
dude,
this
It's like that one picture of like the two, have you ever seen that one picture of the two cars, and then in between them is just a ton of webs and like a shit ton of spiders, and they're like, how much would you have to get paid to run through this? And I'm like, I'd actually kill myself before I do that.
I would sooner
Like, you
shit
don't
in
have
my
to pay
hands.
me.
I would sooner shit in my hands and clap.
But the thing is, I
Thank
have a
you very
fear of
much.
snakes, and then that
I have a fear of both.
I don't like snakes. I
Snakes
don't.
aren't that bad. I mean, like you gotta watch out for like venomous stuff.
Nope.
Like little worms.
I remember every time somebody would
They're
be
not
like,
little worms. They're big worms.
every time they're like, bro,
They're very
They're
big
new.
Have you
worms.
never
this is
like?
the class snake. Why don't you hold it? And
Have
I'm
you
like,
never like
no.
pet a snake before?
No.
So
Oh,
I want you to.
Oh,
I want you
they feel
guys
cool.
to guess how many snakes were in the well of souls scene.
32,000.
God, at least
Okay, it wasn't
At least two.
32,000.
Like maybe 600 snakes.
600?
1,500.
1,500.
I don't know.
Just throw out a guess. How many do you think?
Yeah, probably like I'll say 800.
800. So originally it was
200. I thought. You said 200?
I said
I
800.
said 800.
Oh.
2,000 snakes,
Jeez.
but that wasn't enough. So they went
What?
and raided pretty much all the animal shops around, and got a total of 10,000 snakes.
How do they know which snakes to return to who?
10,000 snakes for that
So
one
they,
Here,
they
here's-
basically
here's
just bought a
Slippy.
bunch of black racers and were like, yeah, we need
And
need some
cobras
here in the
and
desert.
everything.
You're talking about the snake scene, right? Where,
Yep.
like there's a ton of them.
What happened? I want to know. The biggest mystery of this movie is what happened to all those snakes after they were done filming with them.
Cooked them up.
They got. I don't know.
I hope not. That's sad.
Oh, fuck
Seriously,
them snakes.
What do you mean F them snakes?
Fucking Indiana Jones literally lights half of them on fire,
They're-
so who gives a
they're-
fuck?
I really hope that wasn't true at all. I know.
What is it? Just lighting a ton of real snakes on
Like
fire?
I know.
This is
snakes
what I
have their
did with my
purpose-
$5.2
snakes have their
million
purpose in the ecosystem, but like no, fuck snakes. They can die.
It's like they're just sitting there.
I'll
like
do the
you know
job
when he,
for them. They don't need to exist.
you know when he douses them in like gasoline or whatever.
Yeah.
This is so
He
funny. Like the
actually
snakes.
does.
I don't think so. I'm sure this. I'm sure it's just water, but I'm just imagine the snakes just chilling there, and they're just like, and action. They're like, why? They're just sitting there, just getting drenched with water.
I was
like,
in a
why?
I was in a pet shop 7 hours ago.
I hate this.
Take me back.
I'm not even getting paid.
Dude, it would be so much worse if one of the snakes was just like, he's picking up and there's this other snake. He's like, my wife, no! And then he's returned to a totally different pet shop.
Yeah, but where they return? It's 10,000 snakes.
That's a lot of snakes.
10,000 snakes. What do they do with all these fools?
Does it not say?
It doesn't say. It just says they. Yeah,
Just dumped them outside.
yeah.
Hollywood has a snake problem now.
They had the producers raid all the pet shops in London and everywhere else around Europe to get enough of the slithering reptiles.
Just so Harrison Ford could jizz all over them with the jerry can.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Why?
Oh my God! What is he doing to the poor snakes? Oh no!
How was
That's a 3 centimeter snake
2,000?
debater.
How
Raise
was
them up.
2,000 snakes not enough? That's just.
It wasn't enough.
I guess not, man. I guess not.
I keep thinking of that one scene where the lady sticks her hand in. That's not in this movie, though.
No,
is
it's
it?
in the second one.
Dude, that's awful.
Like they could have used a bunch of props. Like they could have just put like fake snakes down and put like some like maybe like 200
But
real
that's not a
snakes
Spielberg film.
on top. I guess. I guess.
Just rubber snakes.
Snake.
Show you a
Snack.
rubber snake.
Just all attached to like fishing wire, where like just have a bunch of people in the background just kind of pulling the wire.
Like that video
We're
of
moving.
the reporter like recapping the events of like a bear sighting. He's got like the bear cut out and he's like going through the woods with it.
I mean, like, why are you like thinking about? I mean, like, we're talking about the same people who tried to get a monkey to salute Hitler for like 50 scenes or 50 takes. So it's like
Can you just imagine the echo
him trying to
chamber
get
of just
real
like
snakes for his movie is not that big of a deal.
it's like 7 dudes in a room just all shouting "Hail Hitler" at a monkey.
Hail the Hitler!
Come on, Hail Hitler!
So apparently, while shooting this movie too, practically everybody who was a part of this film got sick at some
Didn't
point.
they get like pneumonia or something?
It was like food poisoning and stuff,
Probably caught COVID.
and like heat exhaustion because where they were was very hot. Except for Steven Spielberg, he was like one of the only ones who didn't get sick because
did get sick.
he drank only bottled water and ate canned food, which he brought from the UK
and he remained out of the sunlight to not contract any
Yeah, I mean,
cancer
under his
cells.
umbrella.
He went full Dr. Moreau for this movie.
Yeah, where they went, the food probably wasn't like,
I don't.
sanitary.
Well,
Well, they ate charred snake probably. That's probably why
So-
they all got sick.
Doubt they ate church snake.
So why did Belog, like the weird guy in the end, make the girl Marion like dress up in the dress or whatever? Marion, yeah. Why was he like, here's a dress?
I don't know. It makes no fucking sense.
That
He just
doesn't
randomly
make-
has a crush on this lady.
That makes no sense.
because he's
to
a
me.
ladies' man.
The ladies' man.
So
He's
why
like,
would he make her?
They want every woman in the movies back then to wear pretty dresses.
yeah.
I think.
I don't
and
know. It was just weird. It was
I
just
thought it
like
was
he was like,
dumb.
"Hey, put on this dress." And she's like, "Why?" And
I
he's
argue-
like, "I think you'd look really good in it." She's like, "Okay, you got anything to drink?"
I argue that Marion is one of the best love interests in most movies.
She was very good.
I think she's more. I don't mean to be this kind of guy. I think she's more attractive than Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, but
You can have your opinion.
plot wise, Carrie Fisher is actually like useful, not a damsel in distress.
Marion does stuff.
She does a couple stuff, but like towards like literally, there are just sequences where she is just like
Yeah, that
being captured and needs saving.
was the only thing about Indiana Jones that, like, as a kid, I kind of didn't really like. Because, like, I would have liked that they kept the same love interest over the movies, but it's, like, it's always a different woman.
I don't like the second one.
I don't even
this-
remember a second one.
the second one where she screams all the time.
Yeah, I know. I hate that.
And
lady.
she's the
Honestly,
singer.
I haven't even seen the second movie in so long. Like, I probably played the
Oh.
Lego
That's the one
version
where
of
they
it
eat monkey
before.
brains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that one pretty recently, and that lady was so annoying.
Yeah, she's annoying.
It made a fun Lego game.
I like
this-
the
really
one
enjoy
chick
that
in
one.
Indiana Jones 3 because she was like really, charismatic and had her own motifs.
You know who's
and
really
was
hot?
Kind of manipulating.
You know, in the fourth
Indiana.
Indiana Jones movie, the main villain?
Are you serious? Ew, no.
Oh no, God!
It's a joke.
So I'm
Because of her
reading.
haircuts.
I'm reading a different
Not that
website.
haircut.
I'm reading a different website for like, I don't know, just more facts or whatever.
Sure.
This one said it took actually days to get that monkey to do the salute.
He
Not
is
only
really-
did it take over 50 takes, but like,
Come on, monkey.
imagine them sitting there for an entire day just to get a monkey to make a Nazi salute by
I mean,
reaching
hey,
up to
he
grab a
fucking hates
grape.
Nazis.
Good for that monkey.
Good for that monkey. That monkey's
The
a
amount of
fucking unit.
film that takes, because keep in mind, it's not just like, beep, okay, that didn't work.
delete that, yeah.
Especially back then, where the film was like really expensive.
Also, what was up with that coat hanger that like the Nazi dude had? You know when he like
I
pulls
thought that
out-
was so funny.
he pulls out, it looks like a what's it called? It's like a
Nunchucks.
nunchucks,
It's like a
yeah.
nunchuck.
Yeah, it was like, oh shoot, he's gonna hit her with some nunchucks. He's like, a hanger for my coat. Like fast.
I
It
thought
just,
that scene was so funny.
I was like, what?
It reminded me of,
Reminded me of a.
It reminded me of this one Family Guy.
Yes,
I was
yes,
just
Who
about to
yes.
was Putin,
say.
like taking off his coat, and he pulls out nunchucks, and everyone's like, "Oh!" He turns into a hanger and hangs his coat, and everyone's like, "Oh!"
And then he like pulls out a gun. Everybody's like,
Pulls out a gun. He's like, "Oh!"
he
And
like
he pulls out a
it down.
cigar and lights it with the gun. They're like, oh, it's like Putin is playing
That's
a game.
exactly what it reminded me of. Like, right? I'm sure they like kind of.
I actually made a comment. I was like, Putin do a little trolling, and that did not age well.
Shut up.
So he's doing a little trolling now too.
He's doing too much trolling.
That joke's not kosher. Don't add that. Don't cut that one out.
Moving on.
A little trolling.
That's pretty much all I got. Though.
But
I don't
I
facts.
noticed something at the beginning. So it's like, you know how like he at the beginning when he's like running away from the tribe,
Yeah.
and he's like,
and they're
Jack-
terrible shots.
Jack, start the engine, start the engine, and he's just like running, like all awkwardly, like getting just shot at.
Jack, start the engine.
And Jock's just like fishing with like
He's
a
just
bamboo
fishing, and
pole.
then he says it the
You know?
first time he looks up, he's like, all right, hang on. He's like, I got a fish. Bro.
got a
He's like
fish.
trying to pull out
He's
the
like,
fish.
"Ah,
I was really
shit."
hoping he
He
caught
just
that
throws
fish.
the rod in
He's
the
like, all right,
Nonchalantly
screw it.
drops the rod. He doesn't even care about the rod.
Was like that scene where he's running away from the tribe. It's like it reminded me so much of that Pirates of the Caribbean scene where
Throw the
Jack
beach.
Sparrow's
right.
on the beach when he's like running away from the weird cannibal people.
Yeah.
I love Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's another
Get
show
on the
we should
boat.
start doing. So we
Jock,
said our
start
favorite
the
scenes
plane.
and all that, right?
I don't
It's
have
like I
any
wonder if
else.
that was like I don't know
inspired
by that.
Probably.
Probably. I mean, yeah.
I think a lot of things are inspired by like older movies and stuff
Yeah,
like
I
that.
mean, like this movie gets quoted to this day. I mean, it was literally quoted in Uncharted.
Was it really?
It was like a play on a quote because, like, didn't at some point Tom Holland's like
Like, why did it have to be done?
Yeah, he said, why did it have to be
Nuns.
nuns?
Nuns.
Why did it have
Yeah.
to be nuns?
I literally said it.
It's a play on like snakes. Why
Yeah,
it have to be
okay.
Snakes.
Yeah.
So it's
I see what
like,
you're saying now.
it gets a lot of
doing smart stuff?
Universe is connected? I don't know.
Tom Holland next Indiana Jones.
Yo, please
No,
don't.
please don't.
Chris
Please.
Pratt.
I mean, they're
Indiana
making
Jones?
Indiana Jones 5 right now.
They really shouldn't.
Who?
I think they just should leave it. Like, I think the only reason why they would make another Indiana Jones is just
Yeah, after
milking
the
it for
fourth
money.
one, you would say that. I would agree with that.
I haven't
They're
even
gonna
watched
do a
the
young
others. I'm
Indiana
just like,
Jones with Tom Holland.
like, just leave it. Like, you know, just leave.
Yeah, well,
Leave
I
it
mean,
while
they,
you're.
they really,
leave while you're up.
They originally wanted Shia LaBeouf to like kind of take it over because that's how they wrote
I
the
don't think-
fourth one.
I don't think that really works out.
Was
with,
Shia LaBeouf in the fourth one?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was.
he's the son.
Ah,
He's
yes.
the son in the fourth one.
I can't wait to
Isn't
watch
he the
that.
son of the girl in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got that
We see,
going for
we
it.
see
That's
this
epic.
girl
Got that
again
to
in the
look ahead
fourth,
to.
right?
Hmm?
We see this girl again in the fourth.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
Yeah,
same
she
there,
shows up, I think, but
Is she like the love interest for the entire series?
No.
Meryl?
No,
It's always a different girl
until the fourth movie.
until the fourth.
The
Gotcha.
third one, it's Dr. Schneider.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm not even kidding. That's her name.
That's hot.
I love the grandfather in the third one.
All right, well
father.
let's hit up some
Junior.
ratings.
Ratings? Are we at that point already?
We are.
I love
Simple
this
or
podcast.
complex rate?
Oh, let's do the simple one.
You want to do the simple one?
Unless you want me to set up the
Okay,
complex
I-
one.
You know, I was thinking, it's like the 10 out of 10 is so just like it's hard to give things 10 out of 10 just because then when you like because looking on my past 10 out of 10s, it's like you know it's just so random how you get like something like
That's
what's
why I like
my
doing the
last 10
complex
out of
one.
10? Yeah, it makes the complex one better, but it also is like I like the percentage one as well. I don't blame people who do.
You want to give a percent?
Well, not really, but like I don't blame people who use it.
I mean, technically, we're still kind of doing a percent. 'Cause,
I-
like, we'd be like, I do a 9.3 out of 10. That's
Yeah.
just a 93%.
I mean, I'll do like 9.5. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Is that what
Are
you're
you?
giving it?
Is that what you're giving it?
Oh,
You can give it a 10 out
sure.
of 10.
I'll give it a 9.5.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Why?
I mean,
Why is it
classic.
missing a half?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not like the I guess I can kind of agree with Nick how it's like the plot isn't beautifully constructed, but it's like it's just a classic
It gets
movie.
the job done.
Yeah, I mean it's such a good movie. I love the opening sequence of this movie. It's so awesome.
I feel like with how simple it is now, if you were to make a movie with the same sort of plot and structure like how this movie is, it wouldn't hold up. Because now people are so invested in more complicated storylines that like trying to do something as simple as Indiana Jones doesn't work.
It's just the thing is like, you know, Indiana Jones 5 being made right now. I actually will look forward to like more beautiful cinematography out of it, because I think the Indiana Jones series could really like benefit from that kind of sort of new age technology and stuff like that. But if Harrison Ford just goes out, does this thing, it'll be a good movie. So I mean, you know,
are they gonna use Harrison Ford again?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like the plot can't be any worse than the fourth one.
I think he's 81.
No, he's not.
He's up there.
He's 79. Holy shit. Damn.
I was 2 years off.
That dude is.
Dude, I just thought of like when you think of older actors, it's like you got to think it's like someday they're gonna like.
Yeah, but if you think don't think about that.
No.
Here at MediaMix, they live on forever in our hearts and our minds.
That's true. Oh, dude, I'd love some like movie posters right there. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I have an Indiana Jones movie poster.
All right, Nick. We already know what your rating's gonna be.
9.5.
It's not gonna be great, guys. I'm telling you that. I mean,
It's gonna ruin MediaMix's ratings.
I like the cinematography. By cinematography, I mean like the camera shots and, you know, the scenery where they shoot the movie at. You know, Cairo is a really beautiful place.
Yeah, they do go to a very nice town.
Okay. The characters, aside from Indiana Jones, the characters were pretty run of the mill. It was nothing special aside from, you know, Harrison Ford playing his iconic roles in Indiana Jones. The action was great. The car chase scenes, all the fist fights and the shootouts were great. And then the plot was the big stick out. I did not like the plot, so I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
I love me some practical effects. I will say that.
Practical effects are key to a good movie.
That is good because
if you can do practical effects, do them at every chance you can. Avoid CG as much as possible.
And that's why I like Christopher Nolan, because he only relies on special effects when he has to.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like.
So I'm gonna.
So what's your actual? What's
7 out of 10?
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Yeah.
So we got a 9.5, 7 out of 10.
I love this movie. I thought for its time it was probably one of the best movies. I'm gonna rate this based off of like its time. Obviously, I think that's what
you
the
can
rating
also
should.
rate it on how it holds up. I think it holds up very well.
Yeah, I think it
even
holds up
today.
great because it's an original. You know, it's just
Yeah,
like
it's one of the biggest franchises around.
Yeah, it was very like the idea of, you know, a guy who's an archaeologist who becomes or not becomes, but it's just, you know, his little side gig is going and taking artifacts and selling them to the museums and stuff like that. It's just a cool concept, and it was very original and never really been thought about before. I don't know, I'm gonna give this movie a 10 out of 10. Like, I thought the plot was pretty good. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, and just like Harrison Ford kills it. I mean,
Yeah,
like, he
it's
just is Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he is. He's Han Solo, and he is
smexy.
Indiana Jones.
Cannot
He's
let
very smexy.
Han Solo's good features sway my opinion.
I'm not even saying because of that. I thought the plot was good. I thought it was good.
Reminds me of my
I thought
dad.
the story was good, and I thought the
Have you ever asked, "Are you good?
sometimes.
Are you good, my guy?"
But yeah, this is gonna be one of my 10 out of 10
you
movies.
can add 20 to that because I'm giving it a 10.
Yeah, understandable. I think
Very
I'm
understandable.
gonna save that 10 for another Indiana Jones movie.
I think I have to give this one a 10, just because like the damsel in distress, yes, it's a little annoying, but like her character in general isn't annoying to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like she's constantly in distress. She like actually does things, which for a movie of its time, I don't know if they really have anything else like, you know, women kind of kicking ass yet. I mean, I guess in Star Wars, but other than that,
Vicky, do you have a rating you'd like to give? You did watch this movie with me like an hour ago.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of bored at the end.
Damn.
damn,
I
I'm
was
sorry.
waiting
Take
for it
those
to
abs
end.
off the whole
What are you giving
time.
it?
An 8, I guess.
An 8?
I was waiting for it to end, but I mean, it's a good movie. Like you said, it's a
I mean,
classic.
if you were that bored,
No, it's
No,
just
you can
because
give it
like
a
at
lower
the
one.
About
I was
50.
just like I know how this ends
5?
already,
No,
and
so over-
just I was
over
waiting
50.
for it to end.
Why would
and
it be
that's
over
it.
50?
Because you've just seen it a lot before.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
5 of us, not
That's
50 of us.
understandable.
No, sorry, I was thinking like.
Yeah, like I'm not a fan of
never
like rewatching stuff a lot, because it's like if I've seen the movie plot before and I know what's gonna happen, it's just not as like fun the second time around. But if I haven't seen it in a long time, like this movie, I haven't seen in a while, so it was fun coming back to it.
Yeah.
Enjoyable.
yeah.
So
But I can't. Like,
It's
watch
something
a
I
movie,
would
like,
not
the next
mind
week.
sitting down and watching and having a nice thing of popcorn.
Yeah.
Good corn.
But it's like if I had to watch it at this time, like next week, I'd probably not like it nearly as much, just because I don't know. It's just who I am.
It's a fun movie night movie, I suppose.
yeah,
Oh,
But hey,
definitely.
There are so many movies out there.
It's definitely like a
and so many
drive-in
more to
theater.
do.
Drive-in theater kind of movie. You know
we should
what I
make our own drive-in theater. That'd be fun.
Drive-in
mean?
theater.
The MediaMix drive-in theater.
medium mixed driving.
So
that'd
Luke-
be-
Dude, there's not
lucrative
enough of
business.
them around anymore. They need
That's
to
the
bring
thing.
that
We need to make
back.
one.
I thought they were. I honestly thought like drive-in theaters would make a comeback, especially because of COVID. Because I thought all theaters would just go out of business.
I think they will if we make one.
I wonder what actually happened
yeah,
in
we gotta
drive-in
start that trend
theaters.
again.
Like, what actually, like, why they go out of business?
So
Is
there's
like it-
movie theaters with
movie
surround
theaters,
sound
yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
I guess.
You know, it's like, would you rather sit in your car to watch a new movie that just came out, or would you rather
but the
go
concept
to
was
Dolby?
I mean,
I
especially
mean,
in
true.
Florida. Especially in Florida, it's hot as balls. You know, if you're just
Facts.
sitting in like a convertible watching a movie.
That and like you see the evolution of cars is like, you know, more of them, you know, they're always covered now. It's like you know
I
nowadays.
mean, I think
it's
I'd
like,
enjoy sitting in like a nice Tesla, just watching a drive-in theater movie, like with the AC kicked on or whatever.
I mean, like maybe you have the same movie playing on your little Tesla screen, so it's like if you can't really hear
you have
it out
it.
there,
You have
you
it
have
air
it in here.
like airplayed to your monitor or some shit. I don't
not
know.
a terrible
I want a
idea.
And, like
Tesla.
the audio Bluetooth connects to your car audio, so you're able to like have the surround sound in your car while watching it. I don't know, it'd just be cool.
Totally doable.
But okay, our rating, our final rating, our total rating for the Raiders of the Lost Ark
Let's hear it.
movie is an 8.9 out of 10.
Sorry, guys.
It's still pretty
Shit,
good.
all
it
right.
has to be over
IMDb
9.
gave it a 8.4 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 95, and Metacritic 85 out
So
of
we're
10.
nicer than Metacritic.
We are.
And
Somehow-
IMDb,
Not as nice as Rotten Tomatoes.
Apparently.
Apparently.
I'm not very nice.
No.
95
hate
is
this movie.
definitely like that's actually exactly what I gave it. But I think,
Anyway,
I
we
think
would
around
rewatch this
95
movie.
to 100 is where it should be placed.
All right.
Well,
Well,
we would rewatch this movie for fun, but hey, there are
We
so many
do-
other movies to do out there.
I mean, do we recommend this movie? Yes.
I think
course.
I think
Watch
it's
it.
a
It
good,
gets
I think
the
it's a good
MediaMix
If you haven't
recommendation.
seen it, go watch it. I mean, it's a.
I just found it a
banger.
little bland.
we
It's
still,
an okay movie.
We still haven't given anything any MediaMix the platinum rating.
like an all 10 out of 10.
Yeah, none
All
of
10
the
out of
movies
10.
we've done have
Dude,
ever gotten an
because
all
we're
10 out of
such
10.
because it's like that's not ever gonna happen.
I'll show you guys a
Might
movie
never
that'll
happen.
everybody will give a 10 out of 10.
I thought Santa Claus is gonna get the platinum
No.
rating. It should have.
Great movie.
I'm gonna have to make an animation for the platinum rating.
Yeah, you are. But
Yeah, you'll
what,
have a lot of time
what do
to
you
do
think
that.
movie would even get?
Have you guys
that?
watched Shawshank
Santa Claus
Redemption?
3.
Oh.
I hear about the movie
Yeah,
all the
it's
time.
definitely up
I've
there,
never
top
seen
Have
it.
you watched it?
I've never seen
Yeah,
it.
of course.
You never seen it?
I've never seen it.
think
I
you,
love
I think
like
you would give it a
Remember
10 out
the
of 10.
Titans.
What's it about?
It's just
What are
it's
you
a-
laughing for?
It's a story about like a dude
Wasn't
going to
expecting that
prison
movie.
and
Really?
like wrongfully
Yeah.
going to prison and then
Okay,
like his
okay.
whole
Based on
redemption
true story?
arc. Yeah, it's super. It's so.
Have you
good.
ever? You never seen Shawshank Redemption?
I
It's been a
really-
while since
I've been
seen
wanting
it.
to do that.
Absolute peasants.
I've been wanting to do that as a podcast for
Sorry.
like the longest
sorry.
time too.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
It's one of my
I mean,
all-time favorite movies.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Remember the Titans?
No, actually.
Is that like a
Such a
Teen
good
Titans
movie.
movie?
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it in ages.
All right, well let's sign off. So we can-
Anyways, we hope you enjoyed watching. If you stuck all this way, we thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on our handles. We're on Twitter and Instagram. We're also on most audible podcast sites like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods.
We're not on
We
that.
We're
go
on
through
Good
Anchor,
Pod.
so whatever
Actually, we
Anchor
might be. We're on just
outlets us
random
to.
sites.
We're just on random sites. You can find us in a lot of places.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
just go to your the one you use.
You don't want to
and
see
look
our
us
ugly
up.
schmucks. CarPlay us on your or Bluetooth on your car and just listen to us while you're driving, or don't. It's a free world. But anyways, thank you again so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace out, everybody.
See ya.